Hey guys, welcome back to Talk Wrestling. I'm here to talk about AEW on Dynamite, the results show. Let's get started. There's a lot of good stuff that happened tonight. So we had the show begin with their promotion for all the big stuff they were talking about, the Battle Royal for the TNT title, Mike Tyson showing up, the pep rally by the Inner Circle. So lots of good stuff. So the night actually starts with Private Party and Joey Janela versus Matt Hardy and the Young Bucks in a six-man tag. Just a fun six-man tag. The Hardys and the Young Bucks looking real good. They gave Private Party and everybody a good chance to shine. But ultimately, Matt Hardy and the Young Bucks get the win. And then at the end, they get jumped because at some point during the match, they get thrown over the top or over the guardrail where they keep all the other AEW superstars. And they actually start getting beat up by the Butcher and the Blade. So the Butcher and the Blade are in the ring, and all of a sudden you hear kind of a engine running and all sorts of stuff. And then it ends up being FTR, the Revolt, which is very, very cool, or formerly in WWE, the Revival. They make their debut. They come in, they beat up the Butcher and the Blade, hit their finishing move, stare down the Young Bucks, teasing their whole thing they've been having for the past few years, just on Twitter and everything. So yeah, very excited to have FTR debut. It's weird. It still is weird to me, but I get excited when people you've watched for so long on either NXT or WWE or whatever that another promotion debut somewhere else. It was the same thing when Moxley debuted. It's just strange sometimes. So sorry, my nose is all stuffy, so I keep kind of breathing real heavy. So then John Moxley actually comes down to commentate the next match, which is Brian Cage with Taz versus a gentleman named Lee Johnson. I haven't seen Lee Johnson before. I'm not sure if it showed him before at all, but he was the victim of Brian Cage. So Brian Cage goes out there and just dominates in just a few minutes. This is their chance to pump up their match with John Moxley for the AEW World Championship at Fyter Fest. What I find really curious is how they're working Brian Cage right now, which I feel like is going to be similar to Brock Lesnar, just a big monster going out there just dominating everybody, doesn't talk a lot, with a mouthpiece from ECW, Taz, but I also know Brian Cage can wrestle really well, and Brock can too, or he used to be able to, and now it's WWE kind of choosing him to not go out there and fight that hard, but or at least try. So I'm really curious to see like a more athletic Brock Lesnar go out there with a mouthpiece as well. So looking forward to that match. They haven't announced a date as of yet. I think they keep saying somewhere in the summer in the next few months, so real curious. And then we get a funny promo from Britt Baker. She goes out there in her wheelchair from her injury. She does a whole, what do they call it? I don't even know what they call it. They called it something. I thought it was really funny. But she goes out there and does her whole promo with her injury and finds a way to say she's been a conspiracy against, with the ref and all sorts of stuff. So that was pretty funny. And then we get a non-title Christy Janes versus Hikaru Shida, the new AEW Women's Champion. Again, just a chance for, when you win the title, you want to go out there and promote your champion and let them look good. They also gave Janes a good showing as well for a tiny bit, so obviously Shida gets the win. And then Cody Rhodes comes out and shows off the new TNT Championship, talks about his win. He did really well, good talking, so... Plus, he says he's going to be fighting champion. And he says he's going to defend it each week, or he made a comment like that. So I'm curious to see if that's actually something he does. And then we had a number one contenders tag team match with Kip Sabian and Jimmy Havoc versus SCU. The winner gets a shot for the tag team titles next week. And that was a really good match. Everyone looked really good. But ultimately, Jimmy Havoc and Kip Sabian got the win. So they'll be facing Kenny Omega and Adam Page next week for the tag team titles. Then MJF shows up on the screen, starts doing a promo talking about how he's undefeated right now in about a year, which I find weird. He's been there a year and only has 8 wins, so I'm not sure. I don't think he got hurt, or I don't know what happened there, but he's talking about the Battle Royal for the TNT Championship. He's going to go in there and win it. Then they did the whole Battle Royal. So let's talk about that Battle Royal for a second. I love Battle Royals. It's fun. It's quick. It's like if you need a quick number one contender, you can do it real quick. The match itself was fun, but in my opinion was also a little sloppy. I think there was different outcomes that they could have had. Ultimately, at the end, it came down to Orange Cassidy and Jungle Boy. And Orange Cassidy had previously gotten jumped by the Inner Circle for interrupting their promo earlier in the night. And I think, in my opinion, either Orange Cassidy coming back, because he came back in the match because he got knocked out before it started. should have came in and won, or maybe MJF, because that would have been a good feud with Cody. But I think the purpose of this, because it's not a pay-per-view, is just to help build the new people. So Jungle Boy getting the win was obviously not a bad call. I just think, there's probably some better ones. So he will fight Cody next week as well. And then we get the Inner Circle Pep Rally, which, man, it's pretty funny. Obviously, when you have fans there, you kind of get the reactions you want and not the AEW talent trying to react to what they think they need to be reacting to. But I enjoyed it for what it was. Then you call Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho's out there just talking about what's next. And he calls out Mike Tyson for something that happened in WWE. And they basically reenact the whole Tyson and Austin thing, but this time with Chris Jericho, and then all the wrestlers come down. It's this big brawl. So that is what it is. I don't know if this is going to be like an actual match. I don't know if Jericho, was like, okay, I'm here to help with the title, and then just put me in whatever the hell you want, and we'll see. But could be fun. Chris Jericho versus Mike Tyson. If anything, it's going to be funny as hell. So thank you guys so much for watching. What did you think of tonight's AEW match? Stay tuned for my preview show in a few days. We have a lot of good matches next week. So thank you guys for watching. Give this video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, and let's keep talking wrestling, guys. Take it easy.